ADA just triggered a technical pattern that historically leads to massive price explosions. We're talking about a potential 145% move that could send ADA straight to $2.30. And here's the crazy part. Even Charles Hoskinson himself just broke his silence with a tweet that has the entire crypto community buzzing. But before you rush to buy, there's something critical you need to know about this breakout that could make or break your entire position. Stay with me because what I'm about to show you on these charts will shock you. Alright, crypto family, let's dive into what's actually happening with Cardano right now, because this is bigger than most people realize. ADA has been quietly setting up one of the most bullish technical patterns I've seen in months. We're looking at a textbook falling wedge breakout on the weekly time frame, and if you understand anything about technical analysis, you know this is cryptocurrency gold. Here's what happened. For months, Cardano has been stuck in this falling wedge pattern, creating lower highs and lower lows, basically squeezing all the sellers out of the market. Think of it like a pressure cooker building up steam. The longer it consolidates, the more explosive the eventual breakout becomes. Yesterday, something massive happened. ADA broke above 96 cents, completely shattering the upper resistance trend line that's been holding it down since December, when it hit $1.34. And here's the kicker. It did this with serious volume behind it. We're not talking about some weak breakout that fizzles out in 24 hours. This had conviction. But here's where it gets interesting. Charles Hoskinson, Cardano's founder, dropped a tweet right after this breakout with Pedro Pascal smiling in relief. Now Charles usually stays quiet about price action because he constantly gets criticized whenever ADA underperforms. For him to publicly acknowledge this move, that tells me something big is brewing. Now here's where things get absolutely wild, and this is why you need to pay attention to every word I'm about to say. Top crypto analyst Alpha Gold FX just dropped a chart analysis that's making waves across crypto Twitter. According to his measured move projection based on this falling wedge pattern, ADA's target sits between $2.28 and $2.32. We're talking about potential gains of 145% from current levels. But wait, let me ask you something. Do you really think a 145% move is realistic for ADA right now? I mean, we've seen altcoins do crazier things, but Cardano hasn't exactly been the poster child for explosive moves lately. Here's what's got me thinking this could actually happen. The breakout places ADA in position to challenge multiple resistance levels. $1.20, $1.50, and $1.80 before reaching that $2.30 target. Each of these levels represents previous areas where sellers stepped in. If ADA can flip these resistances into support, we could see a parabolic move, but, and this is crucial, there's a major caveat. If we see a weekly closeback inside that wedge pattern, this entire bullish setup gets invalidated. We're talking about a potential head fake that could send ADA crashing back down. Right now, ADA is trading around 91 cents to 95 cents, down about 3.5% from yesterday's high. This pullback is actually healthy for the pattern, but it's also testing everyone's conviction. Are we seeing profit-taking from smart money, or is this the beginning of a failed breakout? What's your gut telling you right now? Do you think this pullback is just a retest of the breakout level, or are we about to see ADA reject these higher prices? Let me show you something that most traders are completely overlooking, and this could be the difference between catching this move and missing out entirely. The trading volume during yesterday's breakout wasn't just good, it was exceptional. When we see volume surge during a breakout from a multi-month consolidation pattern, it typically indicates institutional buying interest. This isn't retail FOMO. This is smart money positioning for something bigger. Analyst Whitewalker is highlighting something crucial here. He's saying any pullback presents a buying opportunity as long as the 77-cent support level holds. That level isn't random. It represents the lower boundary of ADA's recent consolidation range. If that breaks, we're looking at a potential drop to 62 cents, which would completely invalidate this bullish scenario. But here's what's really interesting. Mr. Banana, another respected crypto analyst, is calling this move a nice bounce and pointing to the 4-hour chart showing ADA holding above 90 cents support after breaking past the 85 cents, 86 cents resistance zone. The relative strength index is recovering alongside this increased volume, which typically indicates sustained buying interest rather than a quick pump and dump. This is the kind of confluence that separates real breakouts from fake ones. Are you starting to see why this setup has so many analysts talking? But before you get too excited, there's something else you need to consider. Here's where this story takes an absolutely insane turn. And this is information that could literally change your entire perspective on Cardano's price potential. Crypto analyst CryptoDZ just identified something that has me genuinely excited about ADA's prospects. Cardano is forming a golden cross pattern. That's when the 50-period moving average crosses above the 200-period moving average. This is one of the most reliable bullish signals in technical analysis. But here's the mind-blowing part. The last time this golden cross appeared for Cardano was in December 2024. Want to guess what happened next? ADA exploded 237% from below 40 cents to over $1.40 in just a matter of weeks. Now, CryptoDZ is predicting that if this golden cross confirms, we could see Cardano rally toward $3 in the next 27 days. That's not a typo. We're talking about a potential move to $3, which would represent nearly 200% gains from current levels. Dan Gambardello is echoing this bullish sentiment, noting that ADA just broke a long-term descending trend line and its risk score has returned to 44, the exact same level we saw in December 2020 before Cardano's historic rally to its all-time high of $3.09. Think about that for a second. We're potentially seeing the same technical and momentum conditions that led to ADA's previous parabolic moves. The question isn't whether Cardano can reach these levels. We know it can because it's done it before. The question is whether this current setup has enough momentum behind it. But here's what I want you to consider. If these analysts are right, and ADA does make a move toward $2.30 or even $3, what does that mean for the broader altcoin market? Cardano has often been a leading indicator for altcoin season. When ADA moves, other altcoins typically follow. Now, before you rush to your exchange and load up on ADA, let's talk about risk management, because this is where most traders completely destroy their accounts. Yes, the technical setup looks incredibly bullish. Yes, we have multiple analysts calling for significant upside. But we're still in a volatile cryptocurrency market where anything can happen overnight. The key levels you need to watch are crystal clear: 77 cents support on the downside and 98 cents, $1 resistance on the upside. If ADA can break and hold above that dollar level with volume, we're likely heading toward the $1.20 target. But if we see a breakdown below 77 cents, this entire bullish thesis gets thrown out the window. What happens if Bitcoin suddenly corrects 10 to 15%? Even the strongest altcoin setups can get destroyed in a broader market sell-off. That's why position sizing and stop losses are absolutely critical here. I want to ask you something. How are you planning to manage risk if you decide to trade this setup? Are you going all in based on these bullish predictions, or are you taking a measured approach with proper position sizing? There's another element to this Cardano story that I think deserves attention, and it's something that could amplify any potential price move. Remember, Cardano has been consistently building its ecosystem with smart contracts, DeFi protocols, and NFT platforms. If this technical breakout coincides with major fundamental announcements, we could see a perfect storm for explosive price action. But here's what I want to know from you. Do you think community sentiment and social media buzz actually impact crypto prices, or is it all just technical and fundamental analysis? Drop your thoughts in the comments because I'm genuinely curious about your perspective on this. Alright, let's wrap this up with my honest assessment of what's happening with Cardano right now. Here's the reality. No trade is guaranteed, and cryptocurrency markets are notoriously unpredictable. What looks like a sure thing today could completely reverse tomorrow. If you're considering a position in ADA based on this analysis, make sure you understand the risks, use proper position sizing, set your stop losses, and never invest more than you can afford to lose. The key question moving forward is whether this breakout has enough momentum to sustain itself through the inevitable profit-taking and resistance levels ahead. Only time will tell, but the setup is certainly compelling. What's your take on this Cardano analysis? Do you think we're about to see ADA make a run toward $2.30, or is this just another false breakout waiting to fail? And more importantly, what other altcoins are you watching for similar technical setups? Let me know in the comments below. Smash that like button if this analysis helped you understand the ADA situation better, and subscribe for more crypto market insights. I'll see you in the next video. Disclaimer. This content is for educational and entertainment purposes only and should not be considered financial advice. Cryptocurrency investments are highly volatile and speculative. You should conduct your own research and consult with qualified financial advisors before making any investment decisions. Past performance does not guarantee future results. Never invest more than you can afford to lose.